Hi, this is a quick video to show friends how I make seitan in the microwave with very few ingredients and props, very few props indeed. So I'll be making it in the microwave in a microwavable container, and it'll take me about 12 minutes cooking, but a few minutes preparation. Try and do it in one take, but if I have to cut out a bunch of stuff I will, and I'll put some instructions, maybe put them on the screen as well. Righto, so first things first, we've got to have the wheat gluten. This stuff was, I think, mistakenly priced at £1.35, but whatever. It was cheap at the time. It's gone up in price in the past couple of years because, yeah, everybody wants it, so it's gone, yeah, it's gone through the roof. But whatever, still makes great stuff. Gonna need oil. Gonna need some enchovita, some nutritional yeast flakes, nooch. I'm going to use some gram flour. Gram flour sort of makes it a lot firmer, gives it a different texture, but you can mess around with textures and adding different flours to have different effects. I've previously used soy flour and just whatever I had to hand at the time in order to give different textures. But yeah, bit of that. And the important thing is, because it's just because we're just creating like a protein, a wheat protein base, which really doesn't have any good flavour of its own, which is going to make stock that gives it all the nice flavours. So for that, I'm going to put in a whole bunch of things, and I'll show you those as I go along. So I've got a decent sized bowl which I'm going to put dry ingredients into. I'm going to use this half cup measure, and I'm going to put in 1.5 cups of wheat gluten. And the cups are volume measurement rather than weight measurement. I don't have the equivalent weights for all of these different ingredients. It'd be a bit awkward to try and come up with all of those different weights, but that's 1.5 cups of wheat gluten. I'm going to put in a 1/4 cup of nooch, nutritional yeast flakes. So a 1/4 cup is about half of this, but I'm going to put in what I've got because I want to finish it off. I'm going to put in slightly less than a 1/4 cup of gram flour because I don't want it to be too, I don't want this one to be too stodgy. So let's see, this is a 1/4 cup. What's that about? Let's say that's about, I don't know, whatever, a couple of tablespoons. And I'll get to work on the wet ingredients. So for the wet ingredients, I'm going to mix those in the microwave bowl, since I need to use the microwave bowl in the microwave anyway. And I'm going to make 1.5 cups of stock and put in anything that needs to be dissolved. So I'm going to boil the kettle again, and I'm going to put in some yeast extract, a great umami flavour, nice and beefy. I'm going to put in a veg stock cube, one of Lidl's finest. I'm gonna also, while I'm dissolving things, I'm gonna put in the last of my barbecue sauce ketchup from Lidl. So 1.5 cups. Dissolve that. So this one's going to be quite a smoky one. So what I'm going to do is put in, as well as my barbecue sauce, I'm going to put in some tomato puree. I just happen to have some of that in the fridge, and I very often just use whatever I happen to have that wants using up at the time. And if you make it often enough, make seitan often enough, you just get to experiment with all sorts of things. I'm going to put in a dash of this dark soy sauce because I want to get rid of it. That's going to make it look quite a lot darker in colour as well. One of the things I dislike about this particular dark sauce is that it makes everything really dark. I'll get all that to dissolve. So I'm going to get the last of this barbecue sauce out of the container. And I'm going to put some more herbs and spices in, the dry ingredients, because they're not going to dissolve well. So I've got me some nice oregano that a friend brought us from their holiday in Greece. So yeah, about a teaspoon. I'm going to stick in a bunch of paprika, because this one's going to be a quite a red, smoky, piquant version of seitan. I have some rosemary, not that much, about a teaspoon. Garlic powder, again, this just needs using up. Stick a bunch of that in, because I'm not afraid of it. I have some pulverized salt and pepper, which I prepare for cooking. I'm going to stick in about, what's that? About 3/4 of a teaspoon. And I've got some thyme here. I'll stick some of that in. Whatever that, how much that was, about a teaspoon. And what else have we got? Oh, I've got some more wet ingredients. Okay, right, so I'm going to stick some sriracha in there. Again, it's going to give it a nice red colour. And a bit of spice. I'll stick that in a wet there. Not sure how much that was. I've got some liquid smoke. Everybody loves this. And I got it cheap from Tesco when it was first introduced. They had a whole bunch of it. Didn't seem to be able to sell it, so it lasts forever. So I bought tons of it. Dash of that. And I also want to put in a bit of sunflower oil. So let me see. Yeah, about what's that? About 2 tablespoons. Okay, and all that is required now really is to mix the wet and the dry together and get your hands in there and mush it all up together. Right, so stick all that in there. Make a lovely, lovely mush. It'll thicken up. Try and bind all the dry ingredients together, leave no lumps. That's about as much as I can do with a spatula right now. Time to get messy. Take off my ring, get in there with the hands. Get all the dry ingredients together. Okay, so it's pretty sloppy right now. I've collected all the dry ingredients together. It's telling me maybe I might want to have a little bit more gram flour, but let's go with this and see how it turns out. So it kind of becomes quite what's the word? Cohesive, and it wants to stick to itself, and it's already becoming a bit elasticy. So rather than do the thing that a lot of people do, and I've tried it as well, which is to wrap this in foil and then steam it for half an hour, steam it in a broth or something like that. I'm just going to stick it in the microwavable container. Oh, there's a bit of dry stuff left there. I'll have to mix that in nicely. So, right, so I'm going to put this in the microwave for 2-minute bouts, and it's going to be 2 minutes in the 2 minutes on high. Just washing my hands. 2 minutes on high, followed by 2 minutes of rest, followed by 2 minutes on high. So that's sorry, not much space here on this bit of the kitchen. It's going in my crappy microwave. 2 minutes on high, 2 minutes rest, 2 minutes on high, 2 minutes rest, 2 minutes on high, 2 minutes rest. So 12 minutes in total, and I'm not going to fit the lid hard down because steam will escape. Okie doke, see you in a few minutes. Okay, so after the first 2 minutes, let's have a look at how it's going. Alright, so it's starting to form into a slab, slightly darker around the edges, still very like jelly-like, like a big blob of goo. But once this has rested for another 2 minutes, I'm going to put it in the microwave for the second 2 minutes, and then another 2 minute rest, and then a third 2 minutes, and then another 2 minute rest, and I'll show you how it looks after that. Righto, after the second 2 minutes, you can see it's firmed up a bit more of a slab. Seems to be like setting from the outside in. This is also rested for another 2 minutes, so it's gonna go in for the final 2 minutes in a sec, and then I'll show you how firm it is after that full 12-minute cooking cycle, let's call it. Okay, so that's the third round of cooking. Okay, Looks a fair bit darker. Very hot, of course. Just turn it out the other way up. Sorry, turn it out the other way up. See how it's done on that side. Still quite jelly-like. It needs to sit for a few minutes, and then it'll be ready for slicing up and putting into whatever you want to put it into. I'll be frying it like bacon, sort of like slicing it down, and when it fries it crisps up nicely on the outside. I'll do a little bit of footage of that later on. So here we are a few minutes later. I've had it sat resting for about a quarter of an hour. Still quite floppy, so this will be a chewy seitan. It will firm up more when it's cooked again, and especially when it's fried, it'll crisp up nicely and have all the lovely flavour. So that's a nice weighty slab of seitan for about 50p, I guess, maybe a bit more, I don't know, but a lot cheaper than paying somebody else to make it for you. Okay, I'll fry some up. Okay, seems about done, so dish them up. And a crispy bit there, lovely. So there we have microwave seitan in a kind of bacon style, let's say, but it will be whatever you flavour it with will be your result. So have a go at that, enjoy, and yeah, thank you very much for watching.